Have you ever dreamed about a place you've never visited, but somehow knew exactly where everything was? The hallway, the stairs, the room at the end, the door that always seems to be there. You wake up and tell yourself it was just a dream. Then weeks later, you're back. Same place, same strange feeling. Maybe the walls look slightly different. Maybe the people have changed. But you recognize it. You know where the next hallway leads. You know which door you're supposed to avoid. And sometimes, you even know what's waiting around the corner. So why does your mind keep sending you back to a place that doesn't exist? And what if the most important part isn't the location itself, but what you always feel when you're there? Imagine walking through a city you've never seen. You don't recognize the buildings. You don't remember arriving. But somehow you aren't lost. You turn left without thinking. You walk past a narrow street. Then you see a building. The moment you look at it, something feels familiar. You don't know why. You've never been there. At least not while awake. Inside the building, you already know where the stairs are. You already know which room is upstairs. And strangely, you know there is a door at the end of the hallway. You haven't opened it yet, but you know it's there. This is one of the things that makes recurring dream locations so fascinating. Dreams can construct environments from fragments of memories, emotions, places you've seen, and completely invented details. Your brain doesn't need to create a perfect map. It only needs to create something that feels real enough for you to accept it. And sometimes, that invented place becomes familiar, almost like you've visited it before. Weeks pass. You forget about the dream. Life continues. Then one night you're dreaming again. Suddenly, you're standing in the same place, the same hallway, the same walls, the same staircase, and before you even understand what's happening, you know exactly where you are. This time you don't feel confused. You feel recognition. That's what makes recurring dream locations different from ordinary dreams. The location becomes part of your internal dream world. Maybe it's a house. Maybe an abandoned school. Maybe a hotel. Maybe a shopping mall with no people. Maybe a city that doesn't exist. There are endless possibilities. But the strange part is not simply seeing the same place again. It's the feeling that the place has continued to exist while you were awake. As if the dream didn't disappear. As if you simply left and came back later. Now imagine something even stranger. You're walking through the dream. You enter a room. And you immediately know what is inside the next room. You turn left. There's a staircase. You go upstairs. There's a bedroom. You don't remember ever learning this layout. But you know it. This feeling of familiarity can be incredibly powerful. It can create the sensation that your dream has its own geography, its own rules, its own history. You may not remember the previous dream consciously. But while you're dreaming, everything feels obvious. The place belongs there. The strange hallway belongs there. That impossible window belongs there. Even the person standing in the corner somehow belongs there. Then you wake up, and the map disappears. You remember fragments, a color, a doorway, a room, a feeling, but you can't reconstruct the entire place until the next dream. And suddenly, the map returns. There isn't one universal explanation for recurring dream locations. And a recurring place doesn't automatically mean your dream is predicting something. Dreams are complex. They can involve memory, emotion, recent experiences, expectations, and many other processes. Your brain may take familiar elements from different places and combine them into one environment. A childhood hallway, a hotel room, a street you passed years ago, a house from a movie, a staircase from your school. Your mind can mix these fragments together and create a place that feels completely real. But there is something important here. Even if the location itself is invented, the emotion you experience there can be very real. And sometimes, that emotional pattern is what keeps bringing the dream back. Think about your recurring place. Now forget what it looks like. Forget the walls. Forget the furniture. Forget the doors. How do you feel when you're there? Safe? Curious? Trapped? Lonely? Watched? Confused? Calm? That feeling may be more important than the architecture. Two people could dream about completely different places, while experiencing the same emotional pattern. One dreams about an empty hotel. Another dreams about a school. Someone else dreams about a house. Different locations. Similar emotions. The dream environment becomes the stage. The emotion becomes the story. And sometimes your sleeping mind returns to the same stage because the underlying emotional theme hasn't changed. That's why a place can keep appearing. Even when your waking life looks completely different. Then something happens. You return to the location again. But this time, it's different. The hallway is longer. A room that used to exist is gone. A new staircase has appeared. The door has moved. Maybe there are now windows. Maybe the entire building looks abandoned. Yet somehow, you still recognize it. This is where recurring dream locations become especially strange. The place doesn't have to remain identical. Your mind can preserve the emotional identity of the location while changing its visual details. It's like returning to the same city, but finding different streets every time. You know it's the same place. You just can't explain how you know. And sometimes, one change matters more than all the others. A door, a room, or a person. Maybe your recurring location is usually empty, but there is always one person. You never see their face clearly. They may stand at the end of a hallway, sit inside a room, wait near a staircase, or simply watch you from a distance. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't, but you always know they're there. And this can make the dream feel deeply personal. Who is that person? A memory? A combination of faces? Someone symbolic? Or simply another character created by the dreaming mind? There is no single answer. But notice how your feelings change when the person appears. Do you want to approach them? Do you avoid them? Do you feel like you know them? Do they make you feel safe? Or does the entire dream become darker the moment they arrive? Sometimes the person isn't the mystery. Sometimes the mystery is why you react to them the way you do. Now imagine that every time you dream about this place, there is one room you never enter. You know it's there. You pass it. You see the door. Maybe you even hear something behind it. But you never open it. Then one night, the dream changes. You're standing in front of that door. No one is around. There is no reason not to open it. But you can't move. Something inside you says, don't. You don't know where that feeling comes from. You're simply afraid. This is where recurring dream narratives can become especially compelling. The locked room can function as a powerful image of something unknown. But it doesn't automatically represent one specific thing. Its meaning depends on your personal experiences and the emotional context of the dream. And that's why the question isn't, what does the room mean? The better question is, why don't I want to open it? Now imagine waking up. You go through your normal day. Then something feels familiar. You walk into a real building. And the hallway looks almost identical to your dream. A staircase has the same shape. A door has the same color. For a moment, you stop. Your brain produces that strange sensation. I've been here before. But you haven't. Or at least, you don't remember being here. This feeling can be incredibly unsettling. Because it creates a collision between memory and imagination. Your dream place suddenly seems to have appeared in real life. But there's another possibility. Maybe your brain simply recognized a pattern. A shape. A layout. A color combination. A familiar architectural structure. And because the dream already gave that pattern emotional importance, the recognition feels much stronger. The real world didn't necessarily enter your dream. Your dream may simply have prepared your brain to notice something familiar. There's one final possibility. You return to the same place again. But this time, you know what's going to happen. You know the hallway. You know the staircase. You know the door. And you know exactly what happens when you reach it. Maybe someone appears. Maybe the lights go out. Maybe the door opens. Maybe you wake up. But this time something is different. You realize you're dreaming. And suddenly, you have a choice. You can turn around. You can walk somewhere else. Or you can finally open the door you've avoided every time. You reach for the handle. Your hand touches it. The dream becomes completely silent. And just before you open it, you wake up. You sit in bed. Your heart is racing. And for a few seconds, you can still see the hallway in your mind. The same hallway. The same door. The same place. Waiting. So why do you keep dreaming about the same place? Maybe it's your brain rebuilding a familiar dream environment. Maybe different memories are being combined into one recurring location. Maybe the emotional theme matters more than the physical place. Or maybe, the location simply became part of the strange world your mind creates while you sleep. The important thing is not to assume that every recurring dream has a supernatural explanation. Sometimes the mystery is psychological. And psychological mysteries can be just as fascinating. So tonight, remember your recurring place. Look around. Notice the details. Look at the doors. Look at the people. But most importantly, notice what you feel. Because the next time you return, the place may have changed. And there may be one new door waiting for you. A door that wasn't there before. And if it is there, don't open it immediately. Remember what happened last time. Because maybe, your dream isn't asking you to find a place. Maybe it's asking you to find out why you keep going back. Have you ever dreamed about the same place more than once? Tell me what it looks like in the comments. A house, a school, a hotel, a city, a hallway? And tell me one more thing. Is there a room or a door you've never been able to open? Because that may be the most interesting part of your dream. This is Dream Object Files. And there's always another file waiting in the dark.